this one down into the wind.
Going with the pitching wedge here.
All right, going with a little bit more club. Let's see.
Setting up miles from the hole. One wheat bix too many, I think. What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
This one, guys, he's got around 9 feet.
That was a gallant attempt. This one's for bogey. Well holed. Let's move on. Now over to Colin Morikawa.
It's been neck and neck. He's actually tied with his rival. This is tough. Can he do it?
Let's take a look at the current standings. He's in a tie for 14th place. So many wonderful holes at the George Thomas designed Riviera Country Club. This par 3 fourth has to be one of them.
This is a spectacular par 3. Ideally, players want to hit a tee shot that moves significantly from right to left and moving with the contour of the green. If they can do that, then they've got an opportunity to hit it really close. If they challenge the pin off the tee shot, well, it could come up short in that bunker, and that is a massive no-no.
What a shot. Oh, and up he goes, marching to the top of the leaderboard. Oh, what a shot that was. Why don't we revisit the magic?
Now look how they attacked this one.
Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
He's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
Just 2 shots back after that hole. Rich, the PGA Tour is basically a power game these days, although the 5th here at Riviera forces players just to hold off the tee.
The fairway does run out about 310 yards off the tee, and players not necessarily going to hit driver here. They have to be mindful that the fairway pitches significantly from right to left on their tee shot. From there, they're hitting their second shots downhill again to a green that chases away from them front to back. Again, a simple looking second shot, but a difficult one to get close. This one's got eyes for the flagstick.
Yeah, nicely played. Now over to Colin Morikawa.
Birdied their last hole.
Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. Good opportunity here to move into a tie for 3rd. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? Just a tiny putt is all that remains. So no change on the leaderboard for this player after that hole. The 6th hole here at Riviera is very unique, isn't it, Rich?
Who puts a bunker in the center of the green? No one else except for the folks at Riviera Country Club. I love this hole.
Looks to be going with the 5-iron. Sitting at -1, currently tied for 7th position. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
The perfect leave. Uphill, can be firm.
Ooh, right by the hole. And this one is for bogey. trailing by a few shots after that hole. Let's head to the par 4 7th at the Riv. Again, it's a par 4 that requires placement of the tee.
The fairway bunker down the left-hand side comes in quicker than you can imagine, and so players want to try and hit it out towards the far right part of it. But again, you push it a little bit, and now the barranca comes into play. If you find the fairway, happy days. This green is probably one of the most severe tilted from back to front. Players need to make sure their second shots land past this hole in order for it to come back down towards the hole. You will have a downhill putt, but it's better than coming up short.
Let's catch up with the current proceedings. This would be a great up and down from this spot. Like that. Always good when you've got hands like that around the green.
Just eyeballing that one, trying to make it.
And as the scorecard suggests, heading up the leaderboard. The par 4 8th at Riviera is a choose-your-own-adventure. Which fairway do you like to take?
I think most players are going to try and go down the left-hand side, as it seems to be the easier of the two these days. However, where they stick that flag stick, well, that's a different question. If they stick it up front right, the left-hand side of the fairway, that's not the easiest approach. So better be mindful of where that flag stick is in order to pick which side of the fairway you want to drive it down.
They've chosen to club down here.
Well, that's a handy shot. Trying to get to 1 under here with this putt.
This is their look at birdie.
Ouch, that hurts. And that should secure the par on this one. Now 5 strokes behind. The final hole on the outward half is a par 4 playing back up towards the clubhouse, Rich. It's a good par 4.
Only the big hitters are going to be able to carry that fairway bunker down the left-hand side. Most players are going to try and avoid it and even miss it the fairway out to the right-hand side, which is not a bad miss. From there, the second shot is directly uphill. Deep, deep bunkers on the front right part of this. That is not the place to miss it. Anything that a little bit long will leave you a downhill putt, but that's the safe play.
And that was a bit of a misfire.
A bit short with that effort.
Oh, no one likes a plug lie. Really, just getting it out of the bunker is a big deal here. That's on the green, but still a fair way away from the flag. A 7-footer right here.
This one to save par.
Ooh, a little bit of a rush of blood by the looks of it. Ooh. And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining on this hole. Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
He's currently ahead in this rivalry. Let's see what happens.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Oh, that one just missed the hole. Sitting at 2 over for the event.
And moving down the leaderboard as well.
One of the most often discussed holes in all of golf is the par 4 10th here at Riviera Ridge. There's so much strategy.
It's either driver or 3-wood for every player in this field, but you better be good with distance because this green is very narrow.
Henny, do you have a better look at this lie?
This is what bad luck looks like. Just off the fairway, but sitting really down.
Nicely done.
Ooh, a 9-foot chance here.
Rolling end over end. This putt's looking great.
Now over to Colin Morikawa.
He's 2 strokes ahead in this group rivalry today.
So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Our current leader is enjoying a 2-stroke lead. The par 5 11th, one of the better scoring holes on the course. Players are thinking 4 when they stand on this tee.
It's just a long straightaway par 5, almost a runway, if you like. Both sides of this fairway flanked by huge eucalyptus trees, which frames this tee shot brilliantly. You find the fairway, second shot, once again, straightforward. You must avoid that bunker front right at all costs. That is deep and nasty. You're not going to enjoy being in there.
Well, that's showcasing their power there, Rich.
Always like the aggressive play, going for it in 2 and get rewarded for it.
Don't want to state the obvious, Rich, but a little too hard, that one. What an opportunity to make a birdie.
This putt to tie Colin Morikawa.
This putt's about 4 feet from the hole. Okay, steady now. That's frustrating. This next putt for double bogey. In she goes. Let's head to the next. Unfortunately, moving down the leaderboard, that's not the direction to be heading. When you stand on the 12th tee, Rich, you're thinking to yourself, oh, a couple of strong back-to-back par 4s, and it starts right here.
This is where the golf course gets extremely difficult, Luke. This tee shot moves from left to right, but massive overhanging eucalyptus trees down the right-hand side prevents you from hitting a high draw over them. Once you're in the fairway, though, your second shot is to a green that's really not as big as it should be for such a long hole. And there's a famous tree just short and left of this green, Bogey's tree. Not because of the score, because Humphrey Bogart used to sit there and just watch everybody butcher this hole.
Sitting at 3 over par. Oh, well played.
Yes, very smooth tempo there on that chip.
The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. Rich, the 13th hole, slightly different look off the tee.
It's really cool. This tee shot is framed by large eucalyptus trees, both right and left, requires a draw. Nothing else to do. You have to move this golf ball from right to left off this tee. If you do it correctly, well, that golf ball could chase down there miles down this fairway. You find the fairway down there, you're going to love the second shot. The difficulty gets when the pin is all the way back left in this little peninsula. You miss it a little bit left there, you're going to find the barranca, and you're probably going to find a bogey or worse.
Always nice to have a birdie putt. Just didn't drop. This putt is of 9 feet. Oh, so close. This next putt is for bogey. In it goes, and that's unfortunately back-to-back bogeys.
2 bogeys in a row, never a good sign. Now playing a little defensively.
Well, that's got to have some impact on the scoreboard. Let's take a look. Sitting at +5 for the day.
Not much happening, moving down the leaderboard, never a good sign.
Opting for the 6 iron. Is this one heading into the sand? Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
Oh, he's out in front here in this rivalry, but can he stay that way?
Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? That's a poor lie. Will he be able to get out of here?
They'll have to get their best bunker technique out here because this is nasty.
Well, I hope he makes this one. It's for par.
Oh, they're going to walk this one in.
Fair effort. And this one will be for bogey. John Rahm holds a familiar spot of top spot on this leaderboard. The 15th, Rich, a very good par 4, although if you're Victor Hovland, maybe the fairway's not in your line of sight.
It's a great par 4, and yet there's some players that have seen it a little bit differently lately. I always saw it as a dogleg from left to right, just avoid that fairway bunker down the right-hand side. And this is an interesting green. It's got a high spot on the left, and it's got a low middle section and a high section on the right-hand side, and you never have a flat putt. It is always breaking one direction or another, and it's either straight uphill or straight downhill. This is the most difficult green on the golf course by a long margin. If you see it differently, you can hit it down the right, down 17 fairway, but I fail to see how that's any kind of advantage.
That's almost a gimme. Great chip.
Gotta say, his short game is phenomenal.
Now at 6 over for the round. The 16th at Riviera Ridge is the last chance to get amongst the birdies on a par 3.
A breathtaking short par 3, 166, an island green surrounded by bunkers. That one's headed right and staying right.
And he's not hit the mark on that approach.
Oh, look at that. The wind just wreaking havoc with that shot. Disappointing.
This would be a great up and down. Wow, that almost went in the hole. Just 9 feet remaining to the hole. Nice line. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? Let's try and make this one. Only dropped the one shot. Our leader is a couple of shots up at this stage. The last genuine scoring hole at Riviera is certainly this par 5 17th.
Any hopes of getting it home in 2, you better come up with something special off the tee and make sure to avoid the bunker on the right-hand side.
Well, I hope you pack the bucket and spade because you're heading to the sand. Getting ready to play their third. And here we are with their fourth. How close was that to going down? And he needs this to save par. John Rahm, your leader, as we head to the next hole. One of the most famous finishing holes on the PGA Tour, Rich. This 18th at Riviera is a classic.
Aim for the palm trees in the distance, which are located just on the left-hand side of the green. A good tee shot there will set up an awesome-looking second.
What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
This breeze just starting to blow, but it's a helpful breeze. It's one that you like. Got to club down a little bit.
Well struck. What's in front of them, Henny?
Careful not to leave this one short. It's back uphill, and nothing worse than leaving an uphill putt short.
That was a gallant attempt. Putting for a par now. And with that putt, concludes this players' round. And as we recap all our rivalry results, it's a big thank you to our gal on the ground, Henny Koyak, for bringing us all the action from this group today.
Thank you, Luke. The pleasure was all mine. I got to see some incredible shots and some not so good stuff, but what a day.
Well, on behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, and Rich B, thanks for tuning in. Catch you tomorrow.